Hey everyone, welcome back. This is video 2 of our sales pipeline series. And in this video, we wanted to talk about opportunity records versus contact records. So, the biggest thing that we've found is people don't understand what the difference is, and they've heard the lingo, they've heard what's going on. So can you give us just a high level 10-second overview between the two?
Yep. So the first thing you need to know is, in your Infusionsoft account, do you even have opportunity records? Because if you don't, then
Doesn't matter.
You don't need to worry about this. You only have contact records, and so you can just ignore this whole conversation.
Right.
How do you know if you have opportunities or not? Well, go under the CRM menu, and if it lists opportunities, then you have the CRM sales CRM module enabled. And then you have a decision to make. Should I use opportunity records or contact records?
The biggest thing that I tell our clients when they come to us is, when they ask that question, is I ask them, do you have a sales team?
Yes.
Do you have multiple sales reps managing multiple leads in multiple locations, and do you need visibility over those opportunities?
Yeah, that's probably the biggest indicator, right? So if you need to decide, hey, opportunities versus contact records, if you have a sales team and you have a sales manager or sales management that needs that visibility, then you're going to be able to more easily get that if you utilize the opportunity records. There's built-in reports, built-in functions that are going to allow that to be a little bit easier. If you have just 1 or 2 salespeople, contact records are probably a little simpler to manage. The reason being is, you have a contact record. It's where all your contact data is.
Right.
The opportunity record is a separate record in Infusionsoft that's attached to the contact record, and you can have more than one of those attached to the contact record.
That's the tricky part.
So that's where people get confused. They're like, why do I have this other record, and why is it attached, and what does it do, and all this stuff.
Yep.
So just to make it simple, if you have a sales team, lean towards opportunity records. If you have just a sales rep or 2, maybe, contact records might be simpler. Realize that you can do pretty much all of the same things.
Yeah.
You can recreate a lot of the sales functions in the opportunity records in the contact record, but the way you do it is you have to build it all. So it's a little more work to set it all up.
Sure.
But in the end, it might be simpler for the sales reps to use.
And you don't have to pay for an extra feature if your business doesn't need that. You don't need to incur the additional cost.
Absolutely. So we're not going to go into too much of the detail here, but I will just point out a couple of things. In the opportunity record, there's already stages set up, and you can edit those stages based on the sales pipeline stuff we talked about in video number 1. Where in the contact record, you have to create that stuff. Whether you're going to use a custom field with a drop-down or tags or a combination of those, you have to go create it from scratch. In the opportunity record, you can set up sales forecasting. So there's a place where the sales rep can put in, hey, this deal is worth about 10 grand or whatever. And then there's reports where you can see sales forecast. Again, that's built in.
Yep.
You can easily create that in the contact record. You just have to create custom field and then go create saved searches that reference that custom field and show you your forecast. So again, a lot of those features are built already in opportunity records. You can recreate them in the contact record. It's just a matter of, do you want the ease of use of reporting and visibility in the opportunity record, or would you rather go create it in the contact record and keep the whole process more simple?
Right. Did we forget anything? I think those are the
There's
big
one
ones.
other thing that I wanted to mention, and that is, since you can have more than one opportunity record attached to a contact record, there is a benefit to that, and that is, say a person comes in the door, they become an opportunity, they get an opportunity record created, and you work that deal and you don't close the deal.
Right.
Later, 6 months later, a year later, they come back. Mm-hmm. Now we have a new opportunity record that gets created.
Right.
So the old opportunity record is still there. It's in a closed state.
Right.
And now this new one gets opened up. So all the history is there.
That's a good point.
Where if you just use the contact record and you're using tags or you're using a custom field, that's going to get overridden. Every time they come through,
and a new thing starts.
They're in a stage, and we have to erase the old stage so we know where they're at, because they can only be at one point in the process at once.
Yep.
And so you lose some of the history if you just use the contact records.
True.
In a lot of basic sales situations, that's okay. If you're more complex with a team and maybe multiple products and things like that,
or you want the visibility,
then opportunity records might be better for you.
Awesome.
I think now we've covered it.
I think so. Yeah, guys, there's a lot going on here. So if you have more questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. You can click on boxoutmarketing.com and you can request a consultation or request a strategy session. And we would be happy to talk more in depth with you and give you some tips and some tricks and point out some stuff. Otherwise, you can join us at iloveinfusionsoft.com and sign up for more tips. Thanks.
Awesome. 2 more videos in this series coming up.
Bye, guys.